Talking to the moon. Good evening. Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Haha, the $5 mic is back. Good evening. I'm Latasha Medallion, local real estate expert here in Tallahassee, Florida. How are you? Well, this evening I'm still sitting on the floor in my closet because I have yet to complete this room. However, we're not going to focus on that. Let's remember that we're at the time of the year. Hello, Bridget. Hello, KK. So, we're at the beginning of the year. Now is the time. Hey, Sha. Hey, babe, what's poppin'? Now is the time of year. I can't see what I'm putting. Here we go. Now is the time of year where we need to really start looking at our credit bureau reports and getting our financial house in order. So, if you need to pull a copy of your free credit report, don't judge my hair or the hat. Hey, is it Natalie? Hi. Today was wash day. But anywho, so now's the time to pull out a copy of our credit bureau report at annualcreditreport.com. Pull your credit report, take a look at it. And when I say take a look at it, I mean take an in-depth look at it. Don't try to do it all in one setting. You'll drive yourself insane. Take a little time and handle it section by section. Otherwise, first of all, no one has terrible credit. So we're not going to say that. We're going to say that you have credit that needs to go into the restoration process. Okay? So let's talk about that. So pull your credit, right? And you're going to look at it. The first thing I want you to look at is all these different variations of your name. Your parents only gave you one name. All these different variations are different addresses. You're not a nomad. I can't wear a red hat on Monday, but today I'm representing the Georgia Bulldogs that are playing right now. Not that I'm a Georgia fan. Don't think that. I'm just being supportive of my spouse. But anywho, so first I want you to take a look at your credit bureau report. When you look at your credit bureau report, if you have all these variations of your names, highlight that. If you have a bunch of different addresses, then, hey Chelsea. Okay, so if you have a bunch of different addresses, go ahead and highlight that as well. Easy way to take care of that. Okay, Pooh, let me get through this thought, and then you can ask your question. So, do you have to put down payment prior to a realtor writing the offer? No. No. So what you can do is a simple solution for that is send the credit bureau's Equifax TransUnion experience them a copy of your ID saying, hey, this is my current address, this is my current name. All the other information is incorrect, please delete it. Bing, bam, boom. Clear. You don't look like you're trying to have a personality disorder, nor does it no longer look like a nomad, right? Because you want to present yourself in the best possible light when you're talking about your credit bureau report. Another thing that the next section you want to go ahead and take a look at, because we're going to tackle the things that are easiest first. These inquiries. If in the event that you do not have an account with these people, then go ahead and dispute it simply by stating that you don't have an account with them and you didn't apply for the credit. Go ahead and send that information over to Equifax TransUnion Experian and get that information deleted. Bing, bang, boom. Now don't try to go dispute something like, you have an account with Macy's and you're talking about you didn't allow Macy's to pull your credit, but you got a credit card with Macy's that has a balance of $1,000. We're not going to do that. We're going to dispute the items that we know are not correct. Okay? That's what we're going to do. After we go ahead and tackle that, that's the two simplest things, right? Now we're going to really get into the meat and potatoes. We're going to go through and we're going to see the charge-off collections. We're going to highlight the charge-offs one color, highlight the collections one color, then we're going to highlight, late payments one color. So then we can have it color-coded, because if you're anything like me, then you need things to be color-coded. So can you guys do me a favor? Can you continue to press the likes? Because y'all can tend to forget to keep tapping the screen when I start talking, because you get engrossed into what I'm saying. So these credit really give me such a hard time removing things. They shouldn't be on my credit. Yeah, that's Monroe. We're discussing how to get to that house. That's true. But there are laws that are on your side, right? Number one, when we start disputing stuff, we're not disputing anything electronically. Waste of time. You're going to dispute things by paper. The reason why you're going to do it with pen and paper and not electronically is because these electronic options put you in a box. When really, because of your, thank you, because of the Fair Credit Reporting Act, you don't have to have a reasoning. You dropped its score dropped because you paid it off, but give it a little time, it's going to rebound. So that's that. Hello, Mr. McCall. So that's that, right? You want to, if the law does not require for you to say it was blue on a Sunday at 4 p.m., then don't mark it was blue on a Sunday at 4 p.m. You're disputing it because it's inaccurate. Period. Period. Thank you much. So don't put yourself in a box. Don't do it. The next thing you want to do is you want to send out a goodwill letter, right? Which bag? Oh, this one. Thank you, baby. You want to send out a thank you letter. When you're sending out the thank you letter, I'm sorry, not the thank you. I'm saying thank you letter because you talked about the purse. You got me all thrown off. You're sending out a letter asking them, a goodwill letter, asking them to remove. We're going to get to that verification. To remove these late payments, right? Write them a story, something to make the angels cry. You can also call these different creditors presidents. Just go ahead and Google the number, send them an email. There's several different ways that you can say, hey, my dog got sick, I forgot to pay it, blah, 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 blah. Go ahead. Now, before we start, and this is the verified part, okay? You ready? Let's go. Before you start disputing charge-offs and collections, it's a very important step that will prevent things from happening, like getting stuff verified. We're going to go to the third-party credit bureaus. We're going to find out what third-party credit bureau is reporting our information to Equifax, TransUnion, Experian. Third-party credit bureaus are these people who go out and investigate. LexisNexis is one. There's a whole plethora of them, okay? So what you want to do is you want to go, because more than one report the same information. SageStream is another. There's also ARS. Like, it's a list. It's a list, right? The list, do you include the law lingos in these letters? Yes, you do. It's important because you have to tell them, you have to let them know that you know what you're talking about. So therefore, you have to go ahead and remove this foolishness, right? But first you need to go ahead and you need to freeze these third-party credit bureaus, right? Freeze this information. So therefore, when Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian, when you dispute it with them and you're saying that this information is inaccurate, no, the charge-off isn't right, collection, whatever you got going on, right? And they themselves do not verify the information. What they do is they go to these third-party credit bureaus and they say, hey, is this correct? Well, they can't answer that question because you have a security freeze. So if you have a freeze, it can't be verified. Bam, shipping. Cool? We here? Got it? Cool beans. So, hello, how are you? So, that answer that, right? Well, they verified that you can try and dispute process again. Try and do it right, but I can't make any guarantees because it's verified. Say it again. Okay, so this is how you put a freeze on it. Okay, first of all, if you don't have the list of third-party credit bureaus, I have a link in my bio that says Good Credit, Bad Credit. It's the book with the letters, and it has the people, and it has all the third-party credit bureaus in it, right? So let's give an example. let's say ARS, let's say you have a bankruptcy. Okay. Hypothetical situation. Let's say you have a bankruptcy. You freeze your report with LexisNexis. You freeze your report with SageStream. You freeze your report with ARS. How do you freeze this information? You go to each one of them. Hey, a glove, sorry. You go to each one of them websites. You log in, make your login ID, and you put a security freeze for fraudulent purposes on your file. What happens if you put a security freeze on Equifax TransUnion those reports and people try to run your credit? What they get? Did the people in the back get that? People in the back. You in the back. You got it? Nothing. People in the back. We got it? Okay. So these are the things that we're going to do at the beginning of 2022. Right? We're going to work on our credit. So, back row here, you got it. Okay. I love y'all. Y'all get my kind of special. That's why we in this family together. Right? That's why y'all my tribe, because we get this kind of special together. So, okay. So now we know how to attack it, right? Let's go. Now, there's more than one element to improving your credit score. Not the late payments. Late payments, you got to dispute those because you still have an account with those people. So you kind of like got to ask them, call them up. If you can call them up and be like, hey, I'm applying for a job. So I was just in Atlanta this weekend showing with clients. Anywho, so hey, I'm applying for this job and I really need this job so I can pay you on time. But when they pull my credit, they're going to see this late payment and it's going to look like I don't have a great character. Could you help us, Sister O? Yeah, there we go. All right, you see it? Earlier today I had on a black hat. So now the game is on, so we're kind of like doing this little thing. Again, I'm an LSU fan, but I'm supporting the house. So anyway, moving on. I like my mic. Okay? What else? Moving on for the hecklers in the back. So now we've gotten our credit stuff. We're working on removing stuff. So how do we increase our score? The same way we gain weight. We eat. So we need to add food, nutrition to our score, which is positive payments. Right? 35% of your credit score is based upon your payment history. That's something that you can actually control. That's 200 points, or 200 plus points really, that you can control. Right? So since we want, our credit score to be healthy and robust, check one. Thank you. She's a hater. She lucky she family. Otherwise I'd block her ass, but she family. But moving on. Yeah. So we add positive payments, right? How do we add positive payments? Well, there's multiple ways. My first and my favorite way is getting credit for something we already do. What do we already do, Tosh? We pay our rent on time. Get credit for paying your rent on time. Ta-da! Get credit for the other things that we pay on time, like our utilities, like our cell phone, even Boost Mobile and Cricket Wireless. Let's get credit for paying our internet on time. Our car insurance. Well, what if you pay your rent in cash? Well, that's not a problem. Why? Because they're not going to ask you for proof of payment. Bears in the house. Hi for the second time today, boo. How are you? I swear at this point, if you don't book a consult, we're going to fight. Anywho, so to answer the question, because your question is probably a question that somebody else has. Yeah, really. Anywho. And you like the special attention anyway, because you wouldn't be coming back if you didn't like the abuse. So stop acting like you don't like the abuse. But anyway. So, this is how you do it. Come on. Thank you, Christian. Thank you. What you would do is there's a link in my bio for you to add your rent. Right? And if you want to add things like your utility, your car insurance, your cell phone bill, if you go to Experian Boost, what they do is for your bills that you're paying at the same time each month, you're going to give them access to your banking information. They'll see that this amount is being paid each month, and they will add to your credit bureau report. Now, if you're paying your rent in cash, it really doesn't matter if you're paying your rent in cash, stone, bartering, or whatever. They're going to contact your landlord and say, hey, is Bears making their payment each month on time? Landlord's going to say yes. Bear makes the payment each month on time. Well, how long has Bear been doing this? Bear been doing this for 24 months. So now Bear's going to get 24 months of on-time payments on Bear's credit bureau report. 24 months of on-time. I don't know how much Bear rent is, or even if Bear's paying rent. But let's just say Bear's paying rent. Let's say Bear is paying rent of like $2,500 a month, right? Yeah, boo. Yeah. So let's say Bear's paying that kind of rent, right? And as if you want to join, I sent you an invite. So let's say Bear, I think it only goes back, I want to say they only go back 2 years, Bear, but don't quote me on that. So it could be further back. Okay, so that's 2 years of payments. It's going to look like it's a long time loan that you've been paying on time for 2 years. Do you know what that's going to do to your score? Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up. Oh. Same thing for your car insurance, your cable, cell phone. Get credit for the things that you were doing on time. Get credit. Right? And that's called alternative credit, by the way. And for those of you who are paying your car note and you're at one of those places that says pay here, buy here, the same concept. They may not report to Equifax and TransUnion in their Experian, but you can get credit for the things that you are doing on time. Okay? So that's called alternative credit. That's how we do that. Boom. Now, let's talk about other ways in which you can boost your credit score, right? How do I get those credit things? You can have your rent added. My son's looking at me like I'm extremely weird, y'all, because I'm sitting on the floor. But anyway, you can add your rent by hitting the link in my bio that says add your rent. And as far as the other items like your utilities, cell phone, all that stuff, you're welcome, Tosh. You will go to Experian Boost. Okay? So, let's go. The next way that you can add things to add positive payment history to your credit bureau report, and we've all heard this 1,000 times, a secure card. Cool. Glad you got it, Queen. Now, let's do this. We're looking for a secure card that we're going to apply for that will not cause an inquiry. So that means everybody likes to say Capital One. That's an inquiry. And they can deny you. That defeats the whole purpose. Secure card help you a lot. There you go. That defeats the purpose. So do I have a secure card option? Of course I do. Link in bio. I wouldn't be me. I come to the dog fight fully prepared. So, if it's going to pull an inquiry, I don't know if Open Sky does or not. If it's going to pull an inquiry, we want to stay away from those because we're trying to add points, right? Ask your bank, inquire with your bank. Hey, babe. I did. I had a nice Happy New Year. I did. I did. Thank you for asking. I hope your New Year's was nice as well. Um, but that's one way. And here's another way that I don't think it's common knowledge, or we think about it in this fashion. Everybody talks about Self Inc., right? And they tell you how it's a self-lending program. Well, Self Inc. is actually, they're using the method of a security deposit. You can go to your bank and you can purchase a security deposit, also known as a CD. When you purchase this CD, you can borrow against it. And as you're paying it back, you're paying yourself back. Same concept with Self Inc. The only difference that Self Inc. does is that once you paid a certain amount, it gives you the option to be a secure card. I would strongly caution against making it a secure card. I would keep it as a CD because it improves your credit score when you have mixed use, mixed different types of credit. So if you already have a secure card with whomever, then you have your rent showing up as a loan, one type of loan. Then you have the CD showing up as a different kind. It's mixed credit. Thank you. Appreciate you, Jess. Now let me tell you something else. Automatic payment is our friend. I'm going to say it again. Automatic payment is our friend. Well, 401k plans are different. A glove. Retirement plans, 401k plans are different. So no, that's not going to appear. No, that's different. They fall into a different financing category. So that's why it doesn't appear. But let's be realistic. You get a secure card. It's due on the 15th of each month. You're only charging $10. Set it up for automatic payment. And you always want to pay your card or your loan on your statement date, not your due date, your statement date. Your statement date, you'll find out what that is because of the date that the bill is printed. That's your statement date. That's the date that it is reported to the credit bureaus. So what you want is always to have your balance reflecting its lowest when it's being reported to the credit bureau. That's why we want to pay it on our statement date and not our due date. Usually by the time it gets to due date, it has all these fees assessed and all that kind of stuff. So you want it to be at its lowest point. Got it? Now, Bori, who's our resident smartass here, said that if she put her bills on automatic payment, she'd be broke. I ain't say put every bill on automatic payment. I ain't say that. That's not what I said. I said $10. That's what I said. Sister Knight, your question is, are there any down payment assistance program for a single person with a higher income in Florida? I'm going to go with a strong no. Down payment assistance programs are reserved for those who are more financially challenged. What's funny is somebody else asked me this question earlier today. You do the hack on a credit card and work. Okay, so we're going to talk about the hack that Tasha's talking about. Tasha's talking about splitting up your payments. Well, I know, but you're not going to like my next answer, but it's the truth. Take it to the polls when you vote. I know that was a shitty answer, but it was the truth. Uh, I know that was a shitty answer. I mean, I do too. So they just need more of us right there. Who's doing that? Girl. The way this pass is set up, baby, I can't run for nobody office. Okay. Thank you, babes. The way this pass is set up, I can't run for nobody office. Nobody. The way this passes. No. Let me be right here on TikTok. Okay? Let me be right here. Let me be right here. So back to the credit card hack. What she does is that she's paying the bill twice a month. What she's done now, this is how she's paying it twice a month. She's splitting her payments in two. So she's paying half of her payment 15 days before the statement date, and she's paying the other half of the payment, I believe, 3 days before your statement date. Let me know if that's correct or not, Tosh. So for some credit cards, not all, for some, it appears it tricks the system. It looks like you're making double payment in a month. Now, Jess, you've been here long enough to know that I done told y'all about throwing up numbers at me like gang signs. I done told y'all about that. Jess, I done told y'all about that. I am not a lender, Jess. I am a realtor. Thank you, user 8220733912336. Okay, Tasha, I remember correctly. Just stop throwing up numbers like gang signs, okay? I'm a realtor who requires a calculator. I don't do that no more in front of the company. You don't know how many new people on this live. Don't do that no more. Alright? Thank you, baby. Don't embarrass me in front of people like that no more. I done told y'all about that. Don't make me pull you to the corner no more. Alright? Thank you. Thank you very much. Jeez, Pete. I done told y'all how to act in front of company. We do this during the day. We don't do this with everybody. Well, the Naca process doesn't really have, the question is, how long is the Naca process? So we're going to go ahead and explain what Naca is, and then I'm going to answer the question, okay? Naca is a zero down payment, zero closing cost program that's not based upon credit. It's based upon your character, meaning they're not looking at your credit score, but they're looking at how you pay your bills, period. Now, that process can be long if you've had some negative items in your credit bureau report, late payment, NSF, things like, yeah, I did say NSF. One of our family members attested to. Everything else was great, but then when NACA checked their bank account, they had some non-sufficient funds. Right. Thanks, babe. This hat may have been like $12. Y'all know I am a bougetto, cheapo shopper for some things. If I like it, I like it. I don't care where it come from. But anyway, let me explain the NACA, and then I'm going to tell you where the hat came from. So, with a NACA program, it depends on how long ago your late payment was, or your charge off, or things of that nature, and that will tell you the length of time. So, for example, it doesn't matter where you are in America, the time frame is still the same time frame. It's one program that's allegedly ran the same across the country. Now, my client, whom we recently closed on Naca home, she started the process in February. We closed on her house in November. Right? Now, it could be shorter. It could be longer, depending upon your profile. Now, a lot of people think that, okay, I already have money saved up. I don't have to show NACA that I could afford it because I have money saved up. Au contraire, mon cher. Hi, diet. So, au contraire, my cher. They want to see you save the money, right? Besides NACA, what's my next go-to program? I'm gonna say, I really wouldn't. It's not a program. It's a down payment assistance program. Well, I mean, it's a program, but not like NACA. But it's a down payment assistance program, and that's the Shanoa Fund. And I think they give either 5 or 6%. I feel like 5 is the right answer percent towards your down payment. Then also after that, you have the National Home Buyers Fund, which is a personal fave because they can give it to you as a grant towards your closing costs. But the top notch outside of saving money with NACA, here's what you do. If you don't have VA or USDA, which are both zero down payment, right? You need a car but trying to buy a house in advance. So see if you can buy you a little get here, go there, low call for cash until you're able to get your house. After you get your house and you get the keys, you can go out there and finance your Benz. But let's say, for example, you get an FHA loan. In fact, let's use two of... Okay, first of all, today, I want y'all to know from out of my TikTok family, over the weekend, some of you guys applied, and 3 people were approved today. And it looks like some more people will be getting approval by Wednesday, right? So it's a Monday. 3 people applied on, well, more than 3 applied on Friday, but the 3 people who got all their docs in got their approvals today. Way to go. Way to go. But we'll use one of them, for example. So one of the young ladies needed down payment assistance. Actually, you know what? She applied. She didn't apply Thursday. She applied today, and she got approved today. Yeah, she applied today and got approved today. Hey, Lisa. We are going to houses are so small for a big price now. I'm confused. All right, Lisa. Sound like we need to talk. Okay, so don't be jealous. Never. We're going to be happy for them because that means that if you guys are all in the same circle, guess what? You're in line for your blessing. Right? They all came from the same family, so they're in line for their blessing. Some of them applied with MI Mutual, which the link is in my bio. So anyway, let me tell you about the situation. So one of the people, well, 2 of them did, but one of the people who applied, I'm going to use her for an example. She's here in Florida. She qualified for Florida bond, which is going to give her $10,000 towards her down payment. Right? So we were talking, and we're looking for another down payment assistance program to complement that. Some of these down payment assistance programs can be used for closing costs. So what is Tasha saying? Her down payment, out of pocket for down payment, not escrow, not inspections, not appraisal, because she still got to pay it out of pocket. But her down payment, that would have been 3.5% of her $200,000 loan. 10,000 of it, I don't have a calculator, otherwise I'd tell you the math. But 10,000 of it is she's getting as bond money, down payment assistance. So if we can find another program that will cover the closing costs, that's what people are talking about. Some they purchase a house with nothing out of pocket. I mean, they definitely got to pay for appraisals, inspections, and stuff like that. Like, they don't say that part, so it's really not nothing. But when they're saying nothing, they mean nothing as in the down payment, as in the closing costs. That's why I tell you, when you are looking for these down payment assistance programs, reading is fundamental. Reading is fundamental. So, all right, I'll answer your questions, Fred, about the VA benefit. Okay, so reading is fundamental because some of these programs can be stacked. They will tell you which has to be the first, which has to be second, right? Reading is fundamental. Some of these programs you can use for closing costs. Now, the question is how many? Now, Liz. Girl, you can only use 2. No less. Let's not show out, okay? Good. You think you're going to keep stacking until you can get a free house? This is America, the land of the free and the land of the brave, but not the land of the you can get any goddamn thing you want. That's not how this works. Okay, so Fred's question is, I already own a home, but I want to purchase an income property and I want to use my VA benefits. So how do you do that? Fred, it's not going to happen. And it's not going to happen because if you're purchasing with the VA, it has to be your primary residence. So now, if the residence that you're in right now, if that's the residence that, you know, you want to possibly refinance another type of loan and then use your VA loan to buy a new home, that's something different. But when it's the VA, it has to be your primary residence, Fred. But on the bright side, Fred, since I'm pretty sure the whole thing that you want, the reason why you want to use your VA is for 0 down payment and no PMI and no taxes. The closest you're going to get to that, my love, is going with the USDA loan with the 0 down payment. Closest you're going to get, boo. The closest you're going to get. Closest you're going to get. Wait, what? I make you love real estate. That's cute. I'm not saying only in Florida you can only stack 2 programs. No, I'm saying usually the programs and the guidelines, it tells you what place it can go into. So I have yet to see a program that says I'm going to take 3rd place, because you also need to realize that down payment assistance programs, unless it says it's a grant, it's considered a second mortgage. The only time you would pay this second mortgage back is if it tells you in the guidelines that if you sell this property in 5 years, you have to pay us our money back. Or if you sell a property in 3 years, you have to pay us our money back. Because they are considered a second mortgage. Now, most of them are forgivable after the prescribed time period. But again, this when we go back to Tasha's favorite thing, reading is fundamental. That's why I tell y'all to read these things. Can you apply, or does your realtor apply for you? If you're talking about down payment assistance programs, that's between you and your lender. Now, no shade, but you know what? I'm gonna keep it to myself. High road sometimes. High road. Try to make on-time payments for at least a year before going with Naca. What you should do is you should go ahead and sign up for Naca now. Continue to make your on-time payment and dispute the stuff that's, not so cute on your credit bureau report. Can you just apply for the program, or is it with certain lenders? Glad you asked. When you find out a program that works for you, there's usually a hyperlink on their website that will tell you what lenders participate with the program, because not all lenders participate with every program. Can your credit program help remove late payments? Yeah, yes, your credit my credit program, yes, it can. It can. I'm currently doing a NACA program, so I won't have a down payment or closing costs. Cha-ching, boo. Cha-ching. Cha-ching. That's what I'm talking about. Now, you do know with the NACA program, if you're qualified for enough, you can purchase up to 4 units, right? So imagine purchasing 4 units, like 4 townhouses, so long as they're connected, 4 condos, so long as they're connected, a 4-plex, so long as it's connected, have a shared wall with no down payment and no closing costs. That's the money. Boom. Yes, the program work with new construction. You got rid of your car problem. I'm going to go ahead and just put back on the account by VA back. Good job. Yes, the programs work with new construction. You're trying to understand that part thing. Oh, you're welcome. Do you work with MI Mutual? Yes. Well, here's the thing. Red couch. That's why we price compare. 1, it's my honest answer. 2, honest answer is when you have a lender that can approve you as low as 580, you're going to have some pros and some cons. You home? You home? Hey, did you get my text earlier? Sorry, y'all. I have a tendency to have private conversations, and I really shouldn't, and I apologize. So there's always going to be a trade-off, right? So you can have higher closing costs, but if you have a 580 credit score, who is going to approve you? You can have higher closing costs, but who is going to give you as much approval amount as they are? Like, that's why I tell y'all to compare, right? You have to make the best financial decision for you. Period. At the end of the day. You may have a lender who can offer you 0 down payment, 0 closing costs. But on the other hand, they may only approve you for $100K. But you can go with another lender whom may have may do a FHA 3.5% and have closing costs, but then the amount they may approve you for is $200K. So you really have to balance it out, right? You really have to do a comparison when you're shopping for a home loan. You really have to compare what's best and what works within your best interest. So the question is, what can I explain how to shop for a lender? Of course I can. First of all, side note, the hair diagram just entered my live, and I just want you to know, if y'all don't follow her and use her products, y'all done lost your mind. Now, I'm getting my hair done tomorrow, and I will be using her products. But moving on. Yes, I'll be more than happy to be your realtor. I just want to put that out there. Thebomb.com. So it's a product, keep my wigs on. Moving on. Sorry, I digress. Had to give a shout out because her products keep me together. But moving on. So this is how you shop for a home loan. You want to apply with, thank you, baby. You want to apply with at least 3 different lenders within a 14-day period. Question number 1, you want to ask the lender, what are your interest rates? Question 2, you want to inquire, what's your processing time? Like, what's your processing time with this loan from the moment my realtor gets my contract or my offer accepted? How long will it take for you to process the loan? Because that can make a big difference, especially nowadays. It doesn't matter if you're in Tampa, I'm in Florida. Planes, trains, automobiles, they ain't a threat. So you want to ask them these questions because it's important. If in the event that you put up planes, trains, automobile, again for Texas, if you put in an offer and your offer says that you can close in 30 days, but for example, we use MI Mutual, but MI Mutual, my clients with MI Mutual, and MI Mutual can process it in 15 days. Who do you think the seller's going to go with? They're going to go with the one who can get me my money the fastest. Especially if y'all offering identical amounts. So it's really important to know that. Another thing you want to ask them about is their fees. This is the time to be like, how much this going to cost me? Right? Let's talk about lender credits. Go to Janet Jackson. What have you done for me lately? I'm bringing you my business. Ask about lender credits. If your change is strange, you may have to go with, a down payment assistance program, or you don't have enough money to cover your down payment and your closing costs. Ask them, can my closing costs be rolled up into my loan? We'll go back to what these interest rates look like. When can I lock in my interest rate? Because they're going up almost damn daily now. Which is why I tell y'all may not can buy the Taj Mahal that you had hoping in your heart, but you can buy a townhome, a condo, getting where you fit in. Yes. Yeah, MI can close in 15 days. Yes. Yes, MI does work with Virginia. They do in every state but New York. That's the only state I found out that they can. But if you need help in New York, then I do have a contact with Synovus Bank up there. But which means what's the answer? The answer is 620. You want to know what the minimum score? 620. So these are the kind of questions that you want to ask the lender. Because here's the thing. 650, who wants 650? In my mutual for VA wants 620. Who wants 650? Got distracted, sorry. But these are the questions that you want to ask. And here's the thing. Good evening tips. If one lender will approve you, so will two. Please remember that you are the debutante. You are the king. You are the queen. You are making the selection. It is their honor to be in service for you. Hey, my 1978 one. Okay, so again, I'm a realtor. I'm not a loan officer. So for interest rates for a particular type of loan, I would suggest that you speak with a lender. I'm just a damn good realtor, that's all. You're not sure what happened? Happened what? You didn't get it? Had problems downloading it? Text me again. I'll resend it. All I do is just text me and say, hey, Tosh, y'all be acting like y'all can't text a sister. Well, not all y'all, because some of y'all text too damn much. But text me. Just say Tasha didn't come through. Now, one of them, you did. Now, one of them, if you're getting the, not the credit book, the other one, I can't think of the name of it. It can't be sent as an attachment. It's too big. So I do it as a mail drop. Did you check your spam? No, your credit cards do not have to be paid off before you purchase a home, but it would be best to have them as low as possible because it affects your income to debt ratio. So the less debt that you have out there, well, why can't be? Okay, the less debt that you have out there, this somebody just texted me because I heard a ping. The less debt that you have out there, that's the less debt that's pulling from your actual monthly payments that you have coming in your gross income. Oh, nothing about your rent? Then yeah. Oh, you just text me again. All right. So if I'm sending it via email, it's going to come as a mail drop and not as an attachment. It's too big for as to be an attachment. Thank you. Okay, so let's address this hat. So this hat had to have been like $12, no more than $15. And I got it from a store called It's Fashion. I got it in this color, a mint green, and black with a gold train. Any good lenders? Yes. Top lender, MI Mutual, second lender, Synovus, third lender, Loan Depot. Those are my favorite. Yes, NACA does factor in student loans when you get to the process because you have to remember that a NACA loan is really Bank of America. It's Bank of America is the lender, and it's a conventional loan. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's 9:59. Thank you for the compliment. It's 9:59, and I'm going to take myself to bed. All right? It's been real. Love y'all. Well, Miss Tia, we've been in this relationship long enough for you to know how to reach me. All right? We've been in this long enough, babes. You're very welcome. Wait, is your name Stopping Still? I can't with y'all. I can't. You haven't received the book. First of all, if you are talking about purchasing the books from me, they're automatic downloads. So when you purchase it, you should get a link to automatically download it. Now, I have noticed, and I get this question a lot, I don't think you guys realize, I think you're waiting for like a separate email. It's not a separate email. The moment you pay for it and you get the confirmation, the link is right there. If you don't see the link, okay, if you don't see the link, what you're going to do is you're going to go back to your order history. When you click on your order history, it's right there. Because I can see if you have actually, if you want, I know not you, baby, you should have got, now if you won the book, you should have definitely, it should definitely, I'm feeling like, did you check your spam? Because I sent everybody, and I checked that list twice. And the people who said they didn't get it, I even sent the book to people who won. Well, technically they didn't win, but they had still sent me their message, and I felt bad, and I still sent the book to those people too. So, those people, the people who won, I sent the book. Like I said, the credit repair book, that'll come as an attachment, but the other book, the buying guide. Hey Patty, the buying guide comes as a mail drop because it's a bigger file. But you text me and we'll get it squared away. But for those who I'm talking about who purchased the book, when you purchase the book, go and then you don't see it automatically. Like if you miss that link, go into. Oh, you got yours? Oh, okay. So go into your order history and it'll be right there where you can reprint it. If you're talking about the book that you want in the mail, or are you talking about the book in because I need you to tell me like which book. I'll probably do a giveaway tomorrow, baby. But if the book I only did 2 books last week, and those books are in the mail, so I ain't got nothing to do with U.S. Postal Service. But I only did 2 books last week. I ain't got nothing to do with USPS. I ain't got nothing to do with that. And then I know you're not jumping on my back for a book that you're getting for free, that I done paid for, and I paid for shipping. I know we ain't doing that right. You back? Hey. Well, then let's produce it. Don't threaten me with a good time. Yeah, the game we play, yeah, I'm the books off. I could be a slacker sometime, but this time I wasn't a slacker. Oh. Ta-da. Ta-da. What you mean don't act like that? But y'all can come for me all the time. I can't come back? Why I gotta sit here like Mary had a little lamb? Y'all come for me all the time. All the time y'all come for me. Y'all talk about my little $5 mic. Y'all come on here with sexually explicit names like Pretty Hot and Tempting, Stop and Stare, Beautiful Chocolate, Queen. I'm a queen too. Yeah, the rates are going up. I'm just saying. Y'all come for me. Y'all live right here. Right here. Y'all constantly got me like this. I got whiplash. So, now if you want to produce this and make it to a real show, well, here's our audience, me and the gang, we all here. But if we do it, can we have people come on it? Like, I feel lonely, like, sometimes by myself, only on the screen. All right, y'all. Let's, again, you act like you're threatening me with a good time. My phone number is everywhere. Use it. Do you think the higher rates will help the shortage of inventory? No, I don't think the higher rates is going to help the shortage of inventory. The inventory is just slow, right? We need more houses. We needed more houses before they drop down. What network I want to be on? Any. 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 Well, technically, I do have my own podcast. I just haven't been having time to do it. Any. 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 All right, y'all. I'm going to bed. See, Schnook Pools, I've been saying bye for like 7 minutes now. Again. Any. Um, do you see lenders being more conservative who they lend to? Yes. Okay, so that's a great question. All right. Call me. That's a great question. And let's address it. And then I'm out. Like literally, I'm gonna be out. Here's my little take on the world, right? Feel me where I'm at. Glad you asked it. Get in closer. I was wondering how busy the market would be. The market is busy. Okay, so as interest rates going up, do I think lenders will become more conservative? Yes. Yes, I do. Let's go back in time. This is my fake version of a montage. I just came from a Clubhouse thing and I want a review. Okay. Doodaloo, 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 doodaloo. This is me going in time. Remember when the pandemic hit? And that's how that handle? Okay. The pandemic hit and lenders decided that they wanted to shore up their loans. They decided they wanted it to go from 620. Have it to go to 620 and 640 rather than 580. They feel like if they had a higher score requested from their consumers, that it would shore up their loans, right? So they'd be taking less risk. So, since it's less inventory, the interest rates are going to be going up. Yes, they're going to increase the numbers. And you know what else is going to happen? As the numbers increase and the value of the homes increase, that's when the market's going to correct itself. Do I think there's going to be a crash? No. No. And I don't think there's going to be a crash because there's still going to be people who want to purchase and we still have an inventory problem. Do I think it will be as competitive as it is now? No. Do I think the prices are going to be as high as they are now? Yes. Do I think the interest rate is going to be higher? Yes. Do I think they will have as many buyers? No. Because the interest rates are going to be higher. They're going to be paying twice as much for a home, twice as much interest. Make it make sense. So there will be a reduction in the buyers. Thank you, Grace. How are you feeling, baby? I'm studying right now. That's my post yesterday. I'm studying right now to get my GA license. So in the meantime, I've been working with Chris, but moving on. So the reason why the prices have gone up and all that good jazz is because of demand. Yes, I'm in Florida. Demand. Every business works off of supply and demand, right? If you are in demand, you charge more. These houses are in demand because we cannot produce enough for people. We have the pandemic, which has affected our workforce tremendously. I hope we meet one day too, Pooh. Like, for real. Like this week I had a ball going visit people. I did. Regardless of where you are. Regardless of where you are. A lot of my new constructions are delayed because they cannot produce things like trusses. I've actually had, and I think he's still here, they had a delay in getting in, what's that stuff that go on the walls? I can't think. Installation. If people are sick from COVID, then they can't go, then these skilled workers are not on the job site, which makes things take longer. Right? So the words of my best friend, this COVID, we only had one group assignment and we're failing it tremendously. Right. So that's my thought on that. And I'm out. All right. See y'all tomorrow, probably around lunchtime. Or if not, see you back here between 8:30 and 9. Make sure you set your alerts. I usually could say 8:30, but depends on when family time's over. Just got the home buyer book, decided to start reading it. Yes. Make sure that you take your notes, okay? Print it out and use it as your note taking, okay? Because it has parts in there for you to fill out stuff, right? So when they ask you about what kind of house and all that kind of stuff, okay? So make sure you print it out. All right, y'all, it's been a pleasure. Y'all my favorite group of people. Y'all are special like I am. We all vibe the same. We're all hooked on phonics the same. And thank you, ma'am, sir, whoever's texting strong. The real deal with Lux. So there we go. All right. Y'all my special kind of crazy. I'm your special kind of crazy. Let's keep this going. Keep it positive. Keep working towards home ownership. To those of you who, I don't care if your credit report, if your score went up 1 point, I'm proud of you and your 1 point. I am, right? We're going to always reward ourselves and give ourselves compliments and talk kindly to ourselves. And even though today was Monday, and Mondays are usually pretty shitty, remember, you've already survived 100% of your bad days, right? You already get champion. You survived 100% of them. Even Grace, while you're laying on your back, you're surviving this too. I love y'all, babes. Y'all have a good night. See you tomorrow.